December that no doubt about it, he's coming back here for this big race. So they obviously had this race in mind for quite some time.
Yes, the only thing that went awry was a trip to Dubai. So no, it wasn't as though it's a second thought. This was very much primary in their minds after winning in December that they would return again, and it was such an awesome performance in December. Of course, Joe Moreira taking over from Ryan Moore, who was in the plate on that day.
And we're very lucky as well to have some of these really good Japanese horses coming. I mean, Lovely Day was a little bit probably stuck in the ground last week when finishing fourth, but that was a very good effort, and it's just great to have some of these top class Japanese horses coming back to Hong Kong.
It's wonderful to see two Godolphin horses here as well, one from Australia and one, of course, from the UAE. Charlie Appleby, although training in the UK, he's done most of his racing in Dubai, this horse. And it's good. It shows the respect how Hong Kong racing is held on the global stage.
No doubt about it. And the prize money has possibly something to do with that as well. There's some very good prize money. Giant Treasure is an interesting runner here, isn't he? I think Richard Gibson has indicated that he's more than happy with how he's come along going into this race.
And he's talking about taking him to Royal Ascot.
So, interesting move.
Yeah.
He's a horse with a bit of an attitude, so he'll have to travel well.
Very interesting. There's an awful lot going to be happening in the next 3 months, not least of all in the next 3 minutes. Little bit of money around now coming in for a safety check. He's into $210.
That's probably about right now, isn't it? He was going out at very big odds.
I think he was far too big prior. Yes, I think he's an interesting horse, deserving to be nearer that sort of mark. I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve to drop a couple of more points yet either.
Rewarding Hero, would you give him a bit of a squeak here, Mark?
I think you've got to, the way he's gone in his last two. He's a sound Hong Kong performer. John Moore has a knack of getting them right on the right day. I'm a little bit surprised to see money coming in for Packing Pins, however.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not really convinced the mile's his thing, but at least you know with Rewarding Hero that a mile definitely is his thing. And as we said before, he was second to Able Friend in this race last year, so that's not a bad little form line, is it? Anyway, that light is flashing ahead of our second big race of the day. Back up to Brett.
Thank you, John. Yes, moving in for the Champions Mile 2016. Field of 12 assembled, and the short price favourite is the Japanese galloper MAURICE at 1.7. He's a very warm favourite. He was brilliant here in December, hasn't raced since, but he's the long odds on favourite at 1.7. 9.4 Contentment, 7.6 for Giant Treasure, Beauty Only at 7.1. Late money for Safety Check, and also Packing Pins. So Giant Treasure about to come forward, Contentment still to move in with Dundonnell and MAURICE, Rewarding Hero, and a Gun Pit still to move forward for our second feature of the day, the Champions Mile. This race last year won by the champ himself, Able Friend. Who will it be this afternoon? The Chairman's Sprint Prize. What an exhilarating performance from Chautauqua. Our second feature, the Champions Mile. MAURICE, the favourite. Drawn in barrier 6. All set. They're often racing in the Champions Mile, and Beauty Flame bounced away well, and he's going to take the initial lead. Rewarding Hero quickly moving into second position. Contentment got away well. He's into third from Packing Pins, and MAURICE in close attendance. Then a length away to Safety Check on the outside of Bow Creek. Gun Pit's got back to a third and fourth last with Secret Weapon going ahead of him. Then Dundonnell, Beauty Only and Giant Treasure has been snagged back to the tail end of the field. Beauty Flame takes it up for Chadwick. Strides by a length and a half to Rewarding Hero. Contentment's in a prime spot third, as is the favourite MAURICE fourth at the 1,000. Packing Pins running fifth. Then a length away to Safety Check. Secret Weapons 4 deep, followed then by Bow Creek down on the rail. Half away then to Gun Pit from Beauty Only, getting a track up 3 and 4 wide. And then a length away to Giant Treasure, and Dundonnell sees nothing but backsides. Beauty Flame is the lamplighter. 650 metres to go in the Champions Mile. He's been left alone, Beauty Flame. From Rewarding Hero, Contentment sits quietly with Morris. Secret Weapon, followed by Packing Pins, and then Safety Check. Beauty Only, Bow Creek, Gun Pit. Giant Treasure will have to come from near last with Dundonald. They're in the stretch, and Beauty Flame in front. Rewarding Hero, Contentment. Now Morris strides up. Further back, Safety Check, Packing Pins. It's Beauty Flame still in front. Morris quickly gathering him up. Race to the lead. Contentment now coming through. Morris surged to the front of the Champions Mile, broke clear from Contentment, then Safety Check and Packing Pins, but this is brutal force. Morris is far too good in the Champions Mile, wins at 2.5 to Contentment and Packing Pins, then Beauty Only and Safety Check, followed by Gun Pit, and then Beauty Flame, Dundonald. From Secret Weapon, Giant Treasure, Rewarding Hero weakened out, beat one home, Bow Creek. 7 in a row for the Japanese superstar, Morris. What an incredible thoroughbred he is. Had a lovely run courtesy of Magic in the Saddle, but far too good in the Champions Mile for Contentment, Packing Pins, Beauty Only and Safety Check. 9 wins now from 14 for this 5-year-old stallion by Screen Hero. Twice he's visited Hong Kong, twice a winner. 2 lengths by 3/4, 1:34.08. 1 beats 2 Contentment, 12 Packing Pins. A career best from him. Beauty Only ran on to take 4th. 1, 2, 12 and 5 after the running of the Champions Mile. Given every... Morris the favourite. Drawn in barrier 6. All set. They're often racing in the Champions Mile, and Beauty Flame bounced away well, and he's going to take the initial lead. Rewarding Hero quickly moving into 2nd position. Contentment got away well. He's into 3rd from Packing Pins, and Morris in close attendance. Then a length away to Safety Check on the outside of Bow Creek. Gun Pit's got back to 3rd and 4th last with Secret Weapon going ahead of him. Then Dundonald, Beauty Only and Giant Treasure has been snagged back to the tail end of the field. Beauty Flame takes it up for Chadwick. Strides by a length and a half to Rewarding Hero. Contentment's in a prime spot 3rd, as is the favourite Morris 4th at the 1,000. Packing Pins running 5th. Then a length away to Safety Check. Secret Weapons 4 deep, followed then by Bow Creek down on the rail. Half away then to Gun Pit from Beauty Only, getting a track up 3 and 4 wide. And then a length away to Giant Treasure, and Dundonald sees nothing but backsides. Beauty Flame is the lamplighter. 650 metres to go in the Champions Mile. He's been left alone, Beauty Flame. From Rewarding Hero, Contentment sits quietly with Morris. Secret Weapon, followed by Packing Pins, and then Safety Check. Beauty Only, Bow Creek, Gun Pit. Giant Treasure will have to come from near last with Dundonald. They're in the stretch, and Beauty Flame in front. Rewarding Hero, Contentment. Now Morris strides up. Further back, Safety Check, Packing Pins. It's Beauty Flame still in front. Morris quickly gathering him up. Race to the lead. Contentment now coming through. Morris surged to the front of the Champions Mile. Broke clear from Contentment. Then Safety Check and Packing Pins. But this is brutal force. Morris is far too good in the Champions Mile. Wins at 2.5 to Contentment and Packing Pins.
He is absolutely imperious display there from Morris, who's won that a good bit easier than he managed to win the mile race here in December. 1:34.08 the winning time there. 21.50 the win dividend there places $13, 19.50 and 29.50. And I think if you're on that horse, Jenny, you probably never really had any moment's concern at all. Joe's had him in a great position the whole way round, and he just asserted his superiority in the closing stages.
Yeah, from gate 6, he was able to sit just one off the fence there, off the pace. It just panned out perfectly for him. And he's just got an amazing turn of foot, hasn't he? He's such a good racehorse. He just showed it again here today, and that makes it 7 on the trot for this horse.
4 Group 1s now on the trot as well, which is a really fantastic achievement. It's great to have him and connections here, and Joe Moreira, of course, he was partnered by Ryan Moore here in December. Ryan's been back in the UK for Guineas weekend up there at Newmarket, but Joe Moreira's got the ride here, and of course this is Joe Moreira's backyard, and he's really getting the crowd going as well there. I think Joe Moreira and a Japanese horse are probably a match made in heaven.
Well, the crowd does love Joe, so they will be enjoying this, and I'm sure Joe is more than happy. I think Edward Sadler interviewed him during the week about this fellow, and you could see the smile on Joe's face, how excited he was to get the ride on this horse. He said he's just an absolutely beautiful horse, and he just couldn't wait to get out there on him. So yeah, he's been able to pull it off here today, and he's done it in great style.
He certainly has, yep. So 2 visits to Hong Kong for Maurice and 2 victories. Of course, he managed to account for Abel Friend back in December. No Abel Friend this time round. That would have been a clash, wouldn't it, if Abel Friend was fit? And let's hope our great champion can one day get himself back to the kind of fitness he's shown and the level of ability he's shown in the past, because it would be great to see those two once again squaring up over a mile. But today was very much Maurice's day. Good run from Contentment in second. You can't really have any complaints about the way he went, and packing pins and stayed on well for third.
Yeah, he stayed on very well. Contentment, he had the run of the race there. Brett rode him beautifully. He just needed an out. He got that. But this horse, he just had the better turn of foot as it turned out. But, he's so honest, Contentment, and I'm sure he'll still be picking up plenty of good prize money checks over his career as well. He's only a 5-year-old, so there's plenty of life left in him.
Oh, certainly, yeah. There's more to come from him, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in Hong Kong. Without Abel Friend, he's probably our best miler. Here's Mark Richards with Joe Moreira.
Joe, what a performance. He never looked as though he gave you any worrying moments at all.
No, it was like just fantastic. He was brilliant. He was lucky, obviously, to be getting a good position in the race, and I was like with plenty of options to pull him out anytime that I want. So once I did, I just hold on him when he saw daylight on his front. He just started to get going by himself, and he won very impressively. He's definitely one of the horses that has gave me one of the best feeling.
Very well done, Joe. That was my next question. Enjoy.
Well, if he's